Hey everybody, Kane here, and welcome to another video of Art of Conquest. As you can see, something is a little bit different. I am on a new account. I have received access to an account in a newer realm, and I don't really have that much time to play it, so I gave it away to somebody who could actually use it. However, I kind of wanted to do a video on this account prior to that because I wanted to talk about the amount of money that people tend to spend on new accounts, but don't really have much things to show for it. Now, I'm not going to talk about whether or not the person should spend money. It's the person's money. I'm not here to dictate what the person should do with their own money, but I'm going to talk about whether or not the account had good packs purchased, whether or not it has achievements that, or rather what I would call achievements, that kind of scales the account better and better and better, and whether or not this value on the account actually meets the account's strength. So, first things first, what is an achievement? For me, an achievement is something which is hard to get. That is a true prism. So this account in general has about 15 true prisms to my knowledge, which I think like 5 or 6 true emeralds, 5 true rubies, and I think like 5 amethysts, which is a pretty healthy difference, right? Like you would not want to get like 10 and then 2 and 3. It was a pretty, average number, which was pretty good. The other achievement, which this person had received by luck, this person did not purchase it. He received it by luck. And this pretty much might be the only reason why the account is actually worth a decent sum of money. And unfortunately, this person is, or the new person that I gave the account to, is not really able to use it for a very long while. So until then, hopefully that this ability will not expire in terms of usefulness. And this ability, of course, would be useful for events and stuff like that. So aside from that, for all of that, 4,000 bucks on the account, there is really nothing else to show. It's only prisms and that one ability that this person had received for free. And that's it. There is nothing else. The only other thing that you could actually talk about is, say, the Silverwing literature. I mean, the person did spend a little bit on the newer features. You can see the person does have a healthy amount of keys. I mean, I played multiple codex events and stuff like that. I have, I think, a pretty similar level of literature, maybe just a tiny bit more. But aside from that, a decent-ish level, maybe a little bit above average than what many people have on literature. Then a little bit of reliquary, which was all over the place. As you can see, fragments on this, fragments on this. Then we go to another one, fragments on this. It went all over the place. But as you can see, the person also kind of finished it, or at the very least, the say, older ones. I mean, I don't know if they grant a lot of stats at the moment anymore, so that's a question mark. But aside from that, really not that much else to show. Resistances are not really well developed on the armory. And again, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Covenant is not 45 awakened, so it's 35. Stats are kind of decent. I mean, it's not really good, but it's not that bad either. Let's check the archers. I think it was to the other way. That's bombers, archers. I mean, it's a healthy number. I think probably could be a tad bit better. Yeah, it could be a tad bit better, but a healthy number. And that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, there is nothing else. And then it comes down to where did the money go to? Now, I have a few theories. I didn't really talk to the person in question about it, but you could actually tell where that money went to, and this is it. So aside from that, this as well. Now, the thing about it is, when did this person in question purchase them? The thing about it is, if you purchase them during a purchase gift, if you purchase them during the digging event as well, which was yesterday and was in a span of course like 3 days or so, you would be getting materials in terms of here. Like, you would be getting stuff just by buying from buying the same pack that you purchased before. Even with the double Inari, you would actually get free materials here. You would then get shovels to participate in that digging, where it gave you also a lot of materials. And then you would get all of these double Inari that the person purchased before. But not only that, if you were spending $150 per day, you could eventually scale up to an achievement, which is like a cosmetic achievement. And I would want to get this mount. Like, this mount is friggin' beautiful. Like, probably one of the only mounts in the game that I actually want to get. But it costs like, what, friggin' $450? My god. And then the further you go, of course, that would require like saving a lot of money, by the way. You get achievement in terms of greater ability, which is 24 or 25,000 Linari, and pretty much during that event you only spend Linari. Resources are totally awful in that event, so the only thing you're actually gonna get is basically this ability and nothing else. You don't even have a chance anymore to get this ability. You just spend 24k and you get this ability guaranteed. So yeah, this is an achievement worth of like $300 in like an estimate value. Then you go further, a prism chest worth like $400, I think, in all of the events that this was in. Pretty much $400 right here. Then you go, there is no achievement, then another like $400 achievement. So in the grand scheme of things, $400, say, worth of achievements, $800 currently, by the way, in terms of the value of the newest features in the game. Eventually they will become easier to acquire, like true prisms, but for now, I mean, it's buying strength on the account. Then you would have this, so this is like $1,100 worth of achievements of free stuff. Then, of course, cosmetic one, which is not worth that much money, but of course, this is something that would make your account more appealing. So you would get about $1,100 worth of guaranteed achievements and a ton of freebie materials that you're just getting, and then in the previous pages as well. And then events like digging comes back into mind, like you would dig and get a lot more freebies. And all of this, if the person would just keep their money instead of buying these packs at the very first week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and then just went ham on the events or purchasing whenever these events appear. Like, that is such a huge waste of money if you have purchased packs before. And I've said this multiple times to many people. Even buying sets, none of this is worth it. None of it. This is a bait. However, if you have a purchase gift like this one, of course, if you have a digging event as well, which again was here, it provides shovels in terms of Linari packs, provides shovels in terms of these packs. And as you can see, this person actually spent about $100 buying Linari and barely any rushes. So the same thing goes for buying heroes. Probably this person also bought heroes it's not worth it. In the grand scheme of things, it's not worth it. Like, really not worth it. I mean, you probably want some of the heroes for like 30 bucks, but you also want to buy during the digging event. You want to buy during purchase event because you just get a lot more materials on the side. I mean, you could argue a couple of purchases here and there at the beginning is always good. You might win some events, you might get Imperium, all that kind of stuff. I completely understand. Like, you can spend 1 grand, 2 grand. But when it comes to this amount of money, I would always kind of want a person to always have something to show on the account. And just arguing that true prisms are a show on the account, no. I mean, you could, in terms of Linari, if the person had 0 luck whatsoever, in theory, make the true prisms in the value of around 1,000 bucks. Like, to get 3 true prisms, you need, I think, 36,000 Linari, somewhere there. But of course, rewards, you get a ton more rare prism boxes. I think if you play the entire event, the Forest Claim, you're bound to get at the very least 4 or 5 just through random luck. And pretty much it would make up all that 15 through 1,000. If you were incredibly unlucky, 1,500. And then what's with the other 2,500? So the thing is, people really have to make, I suppose, their research. They have to dig in what they should buy in terms of when they should buy, which packs should they buy, again, at what time should they purchase in the beginning, should they wait. Like, majority of the time, every single game that I have played on Play Store has the same exact thing. First week is a total, I don't even know how to name it. You buy nothing for the same amount of money that if you spend 1,000 in the first week and you spend like 200 bucks after the first week, you're actually getting more usually after that first week for 200 bucks. So, like, the first week is just a total waste of your money. Be aware, guys. Like, a lot of money you can just drop down for nothing. Always wait. Always. And if you really dig the game, if you really dig the game, dig a little bit deeper and then spend money when you have these events. Yes, I mean, they do cost a lot of money, but this game is not for people who are just spending 10 bucks a day. Don't spend 10 bucks a day. Save it for 10 days and then spend 100 bucks on an event, or just save it. Just save it until a particular event, like say for, I don't know, like even say a dragon ability, if an ability will come out and it's incredibly broken, sure, spend 300 bucks, get it. It's an achievement. You will have something to show for it. You will be able to use it. And of course, it's something that not many people will have. Yes, this game has paywalls, and it's also paywalling kind of crucial abilities on PvP. So that is where your money should go to. Buying speed in terms of, say, building rush, tech rush, even though, yes, it's enticing, you want to rush yourself, eventually there is a stop. If you want to buy resources, eventually all the resources become free. It's just a matter of time. You get utility boxes, the further you play, the more you get of them. Majority of the money becomes nothing, becomes like you're gonna get just so many of these boxes that in the grand scheme of things, you're just buying almost, say, nothing. Like, for example, this one box right here would grant me 27 fine steel. Like, one of these 27 fine steel. Say, if we go on to any pack whatsoever, right? 27 fine steel from one utility box, around the same amount of cast iron. So we're spending $5 and we're able to get pretty much almost all of the side resources or half of the side resources. I mean, this is particularly a new feature at the moment, so you could argue it might be okay, but let's go somewhere else. So for example, a pack, well, not this one. There are no packs that are decent. Like, let's use this as an example. We get more from one utility box. We get 2 utility box worth. So 3 utility box here. I do believe this is 1, so 4 utility boxes worth, just a little bit of rushes, stuff, and Lunari. So you're paying $5 for 4 utility boxes, a little bit of resources, and 10-hour rush. $5 for 4 utility boxes. Of course, you do get to play like the dice. Yeah, eventually you're gonna get some decent stuff, whatever. But you're paying $10 for what? Sorry, $5 for what? For what? Like, eventually all of these will be free. Like, it will mean nothing. So don't spend money for nothing. Always save it for an achievement. Achievement, again, is something you require all the time. Whether it be a greater dragon ability, true prisms, whether it be a prism awaken stones, whether it be, I don't even know, like even the paywall greater ability. All of these things will make your account worth a lot more, even if you are willing to sell this account. But by the grand scheme of things, like, as this account goes, I would not give this account even $200. I would probably give this account $100 if I purchased it to play, just because of this one particular ability that this person kind of acquired. And that is a paywall thing. The other thing is, this person does not have research, or it's gonna take a long time. The person does not have very high feature upgrades, because most of the money was spent in the first week, 2 weeks, a month, where there were nothing good to buy, and doesn't have all the heroes, doesn't have a new pet, doesn't have anything in particular that's very, very special and different from all the other accounts. Yes, a lot of money was spent on it, but a lot of money was wasted. And that is what a lot of people are doing. Always, and I do mean always, focus achievements. If you want to spend money, always spend a bigger sum during particular events. Like, again, all of this is side resources. You could buy different things during these 7 days. All depends on you. You could play different events. Sometimes these come during particularly very good events. However, if people don't properly manage that, if people don't do that, they're losing out, and they're losing out a lot. Like, if this account would have spent, say, $2,000 or $3,000 in the first 1 month, spending $1,000 during this particular event would yield like double the amount of materials and even achievements. Then the person would have spent like $3,000 in the first month. That's pretty much it. I kind of wanted to cover it because a lot of people are wasting a lot of money. Now, again, I'm not here to say don't spend money, block it, or whatever. It's your money. You do with it what you want to do. But in the grand scheme of upgrading your account and eventually selling, which I've played multiple games, I've led multiple guilds, I've screen shared, I've changed multiple accounts even in this game, I've logged on to multiple accounts and changed in this game, and I always ask where did the money was spent on, and usually if they don't even want to tell me, but eventually I figure out and I just give hints where people should do that to have the most efficiency on their account. Again, guys, do your research, be mindful. This really was a huge waste and has nothing to show for it. Don't do that. Always dig into things you should buy in every single game. Every single game. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, do hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. So as if you would wish to support me more than just watching my videos, I have made a Patreon page where you would be able to do just that. In return, I would be able to help you out more individually in terms of events, PvP, formations, and stuff like that. As well as I would like to thank all of my patrons for the support. I really appreciate it for your subscription. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Take care and stay safe out there.